I'm going to show you my favorite way to escape the back position. But first, I'm going to talk about the two most common ways to defend the back position and to escape. So most commonly, people will defend this choking arm. So you see my thumb is on the inside, my palm is facing the camera, and I'm protecting against any possible chokes. We're going to the underhook side here. I want to put my head to the ground, and then you see how I want to go and I want to trap Stephan's hook with my hip, and I'm walking my hip over his hook, basically making his hook disappear. Once I have his hook disappeared underneath my hip, I'm now going to go and wiggle my shoulders so that way my shoulder is in his heart. So the head of my humerus into his heart. At this stage, Stephan no longer has the back. In fact, my back is on the mat. So essentially, he no longer has the back. I have escaped, but almost always Stephan scrambles up, and at the best, I can just work some half guard or maybe some butterfly guard, but I'm typically on bottom with this escape. The second escape that I want to show you, also very, very common, is when Stephan is choking me, but I'm falling to the overhook side, still using my thumb to defend, bringing my palm towards the camera, and we're here. I still want to try and get my hip over top of this bottom hook. Defeating the bottom hook is critical. Note how just by me bringing my hip over defeats this hook. From here, I want to wiggle, 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 so that way my shoulders are on the ground, but more importantly, my shoulder is directly into his heart. Humerus to the heart. And thus, no longer does Stephan have the back. This is still bothersome. He doesn't directly have a choke because of the angle, but this can be really, really bothersome. So hand underneath the elbow, and I want to peel this up as I look into his armpit. My head goes as far away as possible. The ideal scenario is for me to be able to go and drive up, but I wind up in Stephan's close guard. Certainly not the best thing. Or what is most likely is Stephan's going to drive up, and then I'm going to find myself in half guard. So you see how even those are these are both very typical. I'm in a rather inferior position or an unsatisfactory one. So again, Stephan, he has the back. What I prefer, this is my favorite escape from the back. I'm going to take a risk, and I'm going to take my hand that's defending the choke, and I'm going to dive for the knee as well. My head goes forward here. And then from here, what I want to try and do is I want to bring my belly button to the knee. So instead of falling down, I bring my belly button over towards the knee. Controlling the knee stops Stephan from climbing up onto my back. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep on wiggling my shoulders so that way I get the head of my humerus into his heart. So my shoulder goes into his heart. And you see how the angle starts to change? And Stephan is essentially falling off of my back. When I feel confident, I'm now going to put my head to the ground, and then I'm going to pike up with my hip a little bit so that way I can bring my elbow in between me and Stephan. This is a little dorsal fin that then developed into an underhook. And essentially, I'm now in half guard, but with an underhook and a crossface, and I'm in a strong position to essentially pass Stephan's guard. So I far prefer this particular back escape than the previous other two.